Have you ever looked at an image and wondered how they made it look so dreamy, or how it was so harsh and punchy? Well, the answer lies in presence, which is clarity, vibrance, and saturation, which is what we're going to look at now. Awesome. We're going to look at this image first, and we're going to take a look at clarity. So again, we're still in the basic module here of Lightroom. We've scrolled down, and now we've got presence, which is really where your creative and artistic controls start. It's in the basic mode, but it's probably a little bit more advanced than basic. So clarity is really a midtones contrast adjustment. What does that mean? If we look up here again at our histogram, which we talked about in the previous lesson, you'll see that again it's broken up into black shadows and then the exposure, which is your midtones. And this midtones and exposure, right? Same thing here. So your midtones is where this adjustment is going to work. And increasing the contrast, remember, just kind of pushes your lights and darks further to both ends, makes your lights a little lighter and your darks a little bit darker. Let's take a look at what that looks like here. So if I take clarity, watch the histogram as I push to the right. You see that kind of getting pushed apart a little bit. And watch as I push to the left how it compresses into the middle a little bit. That's all clarity is. So have you noticed what happens to the pictures though? If I go all the way to the left at -100 for clarity, it's got that sort of dreamy, painterly look, as if done by, a painter trying to capture the mood of something. It's really nice and can be a great effect. And all the way to the right, really harsh, and can achieve kind of a grungy, hard look to an image, just with adjusting one slider. So, in this particular image, right, it's kind of a dreamy setting, horses, mountains, skies, clouds. I would want to push left. Probably not too much, but I'll give it about -29, -30 here, which is a good amount. We've taken the edge off, and you can see from the before and the after that it's added just a hint of kind of dreamy softness to some of those midtones. Next up, let's take a look at vibrance. Now, vibrance and saturation are related but different. Vibrance allows you to adjust sort of the intensity of the colors, but only those colors that aren't really saturated already. So think of it as like saturation calmed down. A low-key version of saturation where you're not so much in danger of blowing out your colors and making it look unnatural, which is why it's so popular, and I tend to use it over saturation almost all the time. So you can see that as I push vibrance up a little bit, I tend to get a little bit better pop out of my colors without going overboard. So let me show you overboard, and let me show you -100. And you can see that at -100, it's not black and white, right? Because remember, it's not dealing with all the colors, just those sort of colors that aren't all the way or close to being saturated. So I'll bring it back to maybe for this image +10. Now, let me show you the difference. When I move saturation all the way to the left, now we're at black and white. It's got all the colors in there. And when I go all the way to the right, we're up there. It's very, very saturated. But we can make kind of global adjustments to all the colors, making them more intense by sliding to the right, or more subdued by sliding to the left. I'll bring it back to 0 in this case, and I'm happy with the way the image looks. We've adjusted the clarity down to give it a dreamy look, and the vibrance up just a bit to make the colors a little more lively. Now let's take a look at the next image where we'll use them in the opposite sort of a way. So in this image, I've got a great metal torch. It's got wonderful sort of harsh look and feel to it, and it's got some great contrast and edges. So in this case, it wouldn't make that much sense for me to take clarity and slide it to the left, which again gives it sort of a dreamy, painterly look. It doesn't work with this image. But what does work with this image is as I click and drag to the right, here's the before and the after, and you can see I really get that kind of harsh metallic look out of it, which with this picture looks really nice. Vibrance, if I move it up a bit, I can get that flame a little bit more intense. Press it down a little bit to make it look like almost a black and white, with that flame really sort of standing out. And to me, I actually like that. So maybe I'll go down -15 for vibrance here, and what that does for me is it really makes that flame, which has got intense colors, stand out a little bit more in the image because everything is dropped back just a tiny bit. Again, with saturation, we can push that up to bring all the colors up in intensity and move it down so that they're more muted and subdued colors. In this case, we'll continue to leave it at 0. So that's how you can use presence to adjust your clarity, vibrance, and saturation to take creative control of your pictures and really achieve the kind of look that you're in for. All right, we're getting crazy now. Stick around. We're going to do the tone curve next. You're not going to want to miss it.